Hey everybody, Justin Senior here. Welcome to Section 6 Marketing, and this video is on PPE ads, otherwise known as page post engagement ads. So we're going to cover a couple different things inside of this video, but let's first define exactly what a PPE ad is, or page post engagement ad. And Facebook does a great job of kind of using simple terminology to describe the type of ad. And when I say type of ad, there are a couple different types of ads inside of Facebook. PPE is one of them. Website conversion is another one. Video view ads, that could be another type of ad. Clicks to website would be another type of ad. And it's basically talking about the objective that you want to get from the ad. So in this case, page post engagement, you could tell just by the name, what we're looking for here is engagement. And on Facebook, engagement means likes, shares, comments, clicks. Engagement around a page post. So your ad is going to be an actual page post on your fan page, and you can create it directly on your fan page. You can create it inside of the Power Editor if you wanted to do it that way. A simple, very simple way to do a PPE ad is just simply make a post on your fan page. Maybe you make it as, and we'll do a live example and things like that, but you can make a little post on there with your product and a little description and a link to your product, obviously with a call to action. That could be your post that you actually post onto your fan page. Then you simply go, and when you create a PPE ad, you're able to actually select that ad and use that as the basis for your page post. And then your ad, obviously you'll build your targeting around it and stuff like that. Again, we'll do a live walkthrough at the end of this video. But, it's all about getting engagement to a post. Page post engagement, PPE. So we'll talk about why to use it, when to use it, some niche considerations. This definitely works better for some niches than others. And then, as I said, we're going to do a live example. So now that we defined it, let's talk about why we would want to use a PPE ad. Well, it's a very, very native ad unit. And if you don't know what native ads are, that's probably because that's the whole purpose of a native ad. The idea of a native ad is that you can't tell the difference between an ad and an organic piece of content on a site. So on Facebook, those examples are posts, right? So you on your news feed, you're seeing hundreds of posts from your friends, and your friends posting about their cat, and your cousins posting about their the kid that they just had, and your mom's posting about what she made for dinner, and blah blah blah. All these different posts. These are all organic posts that are filling your news feed. Now, you may not have even realized, but you're seeing sponsored posts every single day in your news feed. And the reason that you can't really tell is because they look exactly the same as traditional posts. I just told you before, you're going to create a post on your fan page and use that to be the ad for a PPE ad. So literally the same post that you would create organically, you can turn into an ad. So you can see why there really isn't much difference in terms of look and feel. And in fact, the only way to tell that an ad is that instead of showing the date of when it was posted, it's going to say sponsored. So it's a native ad unit, and to that regard, it means you really can't tell the difference between an ad and a normal post. And in today's society, ads definitely have a negative connotation, to consumers, and they say you don't want to be brainwashed by ads, or you don't want to be tricked by ads, whatever it is, blah blah blah. The native ad kind of lets you interject your content, in a sponsored fashion, but without really just, having that kind of break in the normal content. So, that's where you would have, like on a website, you'd have banner ads. Those are definitely not native ads. But when you just start talking about looking through your newsfeed and seeing all these different posts, some of them being sponsored, some not, those are great examples of native ads. So PPE ads, along with website conversion ads, are two examples of really, really strong native ad units on Facebook. PPE ad, you get to use the desktop and mobile newsfeed. Again, these are just traditional posts, right, that you would be seeing organically. So, to use the desktop and mobile newsfeed placements for this ad, and we'll show you that, when we go over the shoulder. Hey everybody, Justin Senior here. Well, that's super important to want to focus on ad types where we can use the desktop and mobile newsfeed, because those are the best placements on Facebook. Another reason why we definitely like using PPE ads is that we get the full real estate. We get to use a 1200 by 1200 pixel image, which is basically a big square for our ad graphics. So when we go and create the post on our fan page, we want to have a 1200 by 1200 image size. Now, the reason that's so important is that the other option is 1200 by 628. So we're talking about almost double the height for an ad, and especially on mobile, when your customers are simply just thumbing through their phone and scrolling through Facebook real quick, that double height, that extra real estate, that's going to really increase the click-through rate of your ad. That's going to make more people see it. And obviously, if people can't see your ad, or they don't notice your ad because the image is too small, then they're never going to click on it. You also have a good chance of getting some viral effects with a PPE ad. So PPE, and I'll tell you, the PPE is the second type of ad that I like to use. Website conversion, which we're going to do in the next video, that's my favorite, and that's what I stress that you should use, especially now that you have the Facebook pixel installed. But with the PPE ad, you're going to be basically paying for likes, shares, and comments. So you're kind of paying for some virality, right? You're going to be able to get those likes, shares, comments, which are going to equal out to other people seeing your posts organically. So let's say your friend sees the ad and they comment on the ad, then there's a good chance that the friends of your friends can see that ad in their newsfeed and see that their friend interacted with it. A nice trick to do with PPE ads in the copy is to add something like a social call to action. So obviously you have your first call to action, click here, and then give them the link so they could buy the product. But I like also adding a call to action underneath that saying something like, don't forget to tag your friends that might also want this. So you get more of the viral effect there because you're getting people to tag their friends, and then that's basically you're not paying for those views when their friends see that they've been tagged. There's also some cost advantages just in terms of engagement. You could see literally less than a penny in terms of cost per engagement. So, that doesn't necessarily equate to sales, right? Again, in a PPE ad, we're paying for likes, shares, and comments as well as clicks to the website. So, there's going to be cheaper costs overall on PPE ads, but that might not equate to a cheaper cost per click. So remember that for sure. If you want to... if you want to have a cheaper ad, you might do PPE, but it might not equal out to a cheaper ad when it comes down to website clicks. So that leads me to this next section, when to use a PPE ad. And if you want to raise awareness or get some social reach or take advantage of some virality inside of Facebook, then this is a great ad type to do it. These ads are really fit to be shared. Again, you combine that with that social call to action of tagging or sharing with their friends, and you get some real good viral reach from these PPE ads. It's also obviously good to drive sales, but it's not as good as a website conversion ad because of the objective type. So remember, the objective, page post engagement, is to get engagement on a page post. An objective for a website conversion is to get website conversions, aka purchases, right? So these aren't the best to drive sales. They do work, but like I said, website conversion is going to be the better ad type. But what you certainly can get out of a PPE ad is some virality, some social reach, awareness. This is a good ad type to kind of test designs, test products, see if people react to them. Another reason to use PPE ads would be based on your niche. So if you have a niche that is super, super, super viral and people are always commenting, engaging, sharing, then you could take advantage of the cost benefits of using a PPE ad and hope that that backs out into a lot of website clicks just for the fact that people really want to engage with your ad and with your product and with your niche. If you have a niche like that, then PPE ad could be a good way to go. But for the most part, I'm going to certainly be recommending website conversion ads. And again, that's going to be on our next video. So there you go. That's some of the why and the when and the definition of what a PPE ad, a page post engagement ad is. So without further ado, let's kind of just jump over the shoulder and I'll show you a live example. Okay, cool. So let's actually create a PPE ad. Now I'm on a fan page here. Let's pretend that my store is called AAAshirts.com or whatever. It's not a big deal. This is just for example's sake. So the first step to creating a page post engagement ad is to create a page post. So we're actually going to create our post and it's going to live live on our fan page. Now you may have heard of the concept of dark posting, basically creating a page post that is hidden and doesn't live on your fan page. We'll talk about that. You're going to need the Power Editor to do that. So that will be in the next section, the Power Editor section. But just ignoring that for now, we're going to create the actual ad that we want to promote. We're going to create it right now on our fan page. So obviously a prerequisite to this would be having a Facebook fan page and having a Facebook ads account, of course. Assuming you have both, you're going to go to your fan page and you're going to actually create your ad right inside this status box, right? So we'll have a whole section on copy, in terms of ad copy, what you want to put there, what psychology we want to get them in. But for now, I'm just going to copy and paste one of the existing kind of ad copy templates that I use. and try to ignore some of those messages that are coming in. So this is a great kind of a great template for you to start with. So we'll talk about the psychology behind it in terms of, asking a question. We always want to lead with a question, but we need to just kind of fix this. We're going to pretend that we're in the nurse niche, right? So we're selling our nurse shirts on AAAshirts.com. This is our fan page, and we're advertising to nurses now. So we're going to ask a question that makes sense to nurses. So do you love nurses? That doesn't make sense, but you could say, do you love being a nurse? Because again, we're targeting all people that have or that are nurses, or that we think are nurses, at least based on the interest research and the interest targeting that we're going to do. So you lead with a question. Again, we're building our page post for our page post engagement, otherwise known as PPE ad. So a big thing to keep in mind on a PPE ad, the image that we're going to load up here, it is not clickable in terms of clickable, and it would open into a new link. When you click on it, it's going to simply open up a bigger window just like this. It's going to be like any other image that you were adding on your Facebook page. It's not clickable. Clicking this doesn't bring me anywhere. It's just opening in a larger thing. So we need to actually include the link. And let's just pretend that our link, just for argument's sake, this is where our product lives. Obviously, you're going to want to put your exact product. If you're advertising a product t-shirt, then you're going to want to link directly to that t-shirt. Now we want to add our image, and I've created this separately. This is basically a 1200 by 1200 image, and we're going to make this Photoshop template accessible if you want it, or you're going to be able to make this in Ad Respark even easier. So here is our ad. I'm just going to drag over this image. So I'm adding the image to the post. It's going to be a full 1200 by 1200 image. Sometimes it doesn't carry over the first time. But here you go. I got my image. This is 1200 by 1200. We'll certainly talk about the proper sizing and stuff for your ad creation later on. But I have my image. I have my link in here. I have my call to actions. So this is a good ad. This is my good ad. I'm creating it as my page post, and now I'm simply publishing it. You'll see what it's going to look like. So here we go. Here's my ad. Here's a full 1200 by 1200 image. Remember, if I click on it, it's simply opening it up in a larger window. But you talk about real estate, you see how I'm using every inch of real estate I can here. That's why it's important to use 1200 by 1200. Here's my clickable link that would go directly to my product page. So we're halfway through already. We created our page post. Now we need to associate it with an ad. So now we're going to jump over to facebook.com/business, and we're going to click create an ad. So it's going to be loading up all our stuff here real quick. And now we have different objectives. So this is for the page post engagement ad. We simply need to select boost your post, and when you hover over it, it says use the page post engagement objective to boost your post. We already have a post, obviously. We just created it 1 second ago. Here it is. We want to promote this ad, so boost your post. Now it's going to ask us to find the page. So I'm typing in our page. AAA Shirts comes up because this is a page in my account. Clicking on this, and it's going to show me all of my posts. So here you go. Just clicked right in here, and here is the post that I just created. Do you love being a nurse? You're going to absolutely love this. Remember, we just created this. Here's our image. I'm selecting this, and now this is going to be the page post that I am promoting inside of here. I'm going to name it according to whatever I name. How about we just call it PPE Test Example Number 1. Now we're going to move on to the next screen. You've seen this screen already. Remember, this is where we did our basic research, our interest group research. This is where we're actually going to set our targeting. So you've already done this, actually. Remember, we've done interest group research, and this is why interest grouping is so important. It's going to come back over and over and over in every single section. Anytime you're dealing with interest targeting, you're going to be leaning on your interest groups. So let's say we are doing a nurse-related product. We want to test now one of our interest groups that we have previously identified. And how about we do the job title interest group? So we're going to go in here, and remember, we had saved that information in a interest group document from section 1. So we don't need to kind of reinvent the wheel here. We already did all the research. So now I'm going to go in, and whatever I built as my job title interest group, I'm going to rebuild that right inside here. So remember, job title is a demographic under work. Job titles. And now I'm just adding all of the different nurse-related job titles. So I'm adding anything that looks relevant. Remember, I did all this research previously. And I know that these are all nurse related jobs. Remember we said in the previous video, we looked at them and not all of them are going to make sense. Nursery worker, that's almost definitely something like flower nursery. So don't forget the other iterations. Again, you'd identify all this inside of your interest group research. This is where we're using it. Okay, so now we put everything in here. We put all of our job titles in here. I saw that one got removed real quick, so I'm going to go back into work, job titles, make sure that the registered nurse is in here. So we're at 690,000. We're really not going to be intersecting job titles. So this is a little bit higher than the 75 to 300,000 size, but that's okay. We're going to stick with it. We're going to change the age to 20 and up because we want to guarantee a credit card. And maybe you have other age ranges that you might want to try based on your research that you've done. For the most part, like I said, I'm gonna really check all assumptions at the door and kind of let ad data dictate what I'm gonna do for age ranges in the future. So I'll probably just start with this. So I set my targeting. Again, we've already done this research, so it's just kind of reusing the targeting. Now I'm gonna set my budget. On all ads, I don't care what it is. I want you to start with $5. $5 is a great way to start. You can get data off of $5. As you can see on the side, it's talking about how many people we're estimated to reach if we advertise on Facebook and how many that we'll reach on Instagram on a daily basis. So start with $5. We'll have a whole entire section on scaling. So don't worry about that. On the scaling side of things, we'll certainly talk in depth about how to get that daily budget number up. But we're going to start with $5. It's going to limit your exposure in terms of risk, and that's good enough to start and get some data. Now we're going to choose the ad creative. In fact, we already did choose it because you remember we actually used a we used a post here. So this was the existing post that we created. Now we're going to select the placements that we want it to be on. At the start, I only want to focus on desktop newsfeed and mobile newsfeed. So we're going to remove Instagram. We're going to remove desktop right column. And here's a preview of what our ad's going to look like on desktop and on mobile. And there's really no surprise at all. We already know what it's going to look like because we've seen it when we just created it a few seconds ago. Here it is again. This is our actual post that we created on the page. This is just like any organic post that you'd make. And here's how it looks on an ad. Exactly the same. There's no difference. The only thing is it's going to say sponsored, and that's the only way that people tell that this native ad is not an actual organic post, that it's a sponsored post. Otherwise, that's it. You're good to go. We're going to press this, if we were to press this green place order button, then our ad would be submitted to Facebook. It would go into the approval process, but your job would pretty much be done. The ad would start running, normally within an hour or two, and you're going to start seeing engagement. Remember, this is a page post engagement ad, so the types of results that you can expect to see are an increase in likes, comments, shares, some link clicks in terms of website traffic. Basically, all engagement around that post that you created, this one that we're promoting, is going to be expanded based on this paid ad. So you click the green button, place order, and that's it. And congratulations, you just created your first page post engagement ad.